Welcome back, friends of the channel, for this week's edition of news from around the PC world. And it has certainly been a week of ups and downs, along with some excellent product releases on the mobile front from the likes of AMD. To start things off, I'll cover Best Buy being super scummy, or just being a plain dummy, when they decided to lock high-end graphics card purchases behind a subscription paywall. Also, Intel revealed a ton of information on its upcoming roadmap, but we're going to zero in on the ARC information. Crucial has put the kibosh on a fan-favorite brand, and it's quite sad to see it go. And I'll wrap up on how the launch of the new AMD Ryzen 6000 series mobile parts was received. Whew, now that was a good bit to get through today, so let's not waste any more time, shall we? Look, getting graphics cards for anywhere near MSRP is still a nearly fruitless effort. Yes, I get it. Some folks out there have had the opportunity to pick up cards at that coveted MSRP, and kudos to you. I recently got my notification from EVGA to get an RTX 3060 Black, but I passed on it as I no longer need it. Unfortunately, many would have just picked it up and attempted to flip it. It's just the reality. So who could blame Best Buy for finding ways to keep prices reasonable, right? Well, up until recently, I would have applauded Best Buy for their regular GPU drops, but now that seems to be a thing of the past. Have you heard about Best Buy's Total Tech Perks program? Well, if you haven't, then you'll need to get really familiar with it if you're wanting to buy high-end graphics cards from Best Buy. And guess what? It's only $200 to be a member. As Michael Kreider pointed out in his article, on the surface, it sounds almost like a good idea. Pay $200 so that you can buy a $500 graphics card at that price rather than a third-party $1,000 and, well, save $300. But it's the precedent that is garbage. Not to mention, it gives scalpers a front-row ticket. I personally just left a local Facebook PC gaming group because one guy was using this method to pick up and try and flip GPUs. All with the Best Buy pickup tag still on the box, mind you. And, well, guess what? Double the MSRP while claiming he was trying to help people. Now, he can get out of here with that, and so can Best Buy, you dollar-sucking monsters. Continuing in the world of graphics cards, we have the upcoming Intel ARC. And no matter where you sit on the fanboy wars, you can't deny the anticipation so many people have for a third contender in the graphics card space, and it's almost time. I mean, how does more than 4 million discrete ARC GPUs in 2022 sound? Sounds like music to my ears if you ask me. And while we still have time before the actual launch of the Intel Arc Alchemist line of graphics cards, well, roadmaps are for what's on the horizon, not necessarily what's on deck. So it was reassuring to see Intel speak confidently regarding the next wave of its graphics cards called Battlemage. Now, Intel spoke about how it would feature a tiled architecture and will be working its way from the enthusiast class all the way down to integrated GPUs on the Meteor Lake CPUs that will be launching in 2023. Of course, roadmaps are always subject to change, and the last 2 years has proven that more than ever. I was honestly hoping to see Alchemist in our midst by now, but we're still going to have to wait a bit. Now, Intel wouldn't spill the beans on that date or who would be making the AIB cards. But Intel does have more than 50 design wins for the Alchemist lineup, so fingers crossed for wide availability and good performance. Now, this next bit of news is fairly sad, mostly because it does hold a special place in my PC building history. And it's a brand that I've seen work with some wonderful people like Shellback Tech, who has been delivering custom-built PCs free of charge to disabled veterans and first responders. But if you haven't heard by now, then let me be the one to break the news. Crucial has decided to bring its iconic Ballistics RAM line to an end. So, no more chances of Ballistic Tracer memory, a pioneer in flashy memory modules. But Crucial will continue on offering memory to businesses at commercial levels. My guess it would be to simply be more lucrative and efficient way to keep the business solvent. It's easier to package 100 models in one order than shipping 50 pairs stuffed into expensive blister packaging to 20 different vendors. It's still sad in my opinion. And I tell you what, if the last bit of news wasn't a culmination of all of these topics, then I don't know what would be. And I'm talking about none other than the drop of the AMD Ryzen 6000 mobile CPUs to the computing world. Now, these parts dropped like a fat stack of hotcakes on a Sunday morning's breakfast table. And I feel like this was honestly been one of the most well-received launches in the mobile world for quite some time. Reviews went live just a few days ago, and what people are saying is quite encouraging for those in the market for a new laptop. Our very own Gordon Maung got his hands on the Asus Zephyrus G14 featuring the Ryzen 9 6900HS, and he called it game-changing performance for tiny laptops. As an OG Zephyrus owner myself, I've certainly been eyeballing an upgrade. And the Ryzen 6000 mobile parts are based on the Zen 3 Plus architecture manufactured on that 6nm node. For now, they come in either a 6-core 12-thread or an 8-core 16-thread arrangement with DDR5 support. But the big kicker is the sunsetting of Vega for the iGPU and moving on to RDNA 2 integrated graphics. And while I'm personally excited to see the kind of performance laid down by the new chips, I'm holding off until I can get my hands on a solid option without a discrete graphics card. Thinner, lighter, and even longer battery life? Sign me up. And with that, I'm going to sign out of this week and leave everyone to do what they do. To wrap up, we saw Best Buy being a bad guy for locking high-end graphics cards behind a paywall. We've got some insight on where the future of Intel Arc is headed. Crucial put to bed one of the most recognizable memory brands, and AMD had a successful launch with the Ryzen 6000 mobile CPUs. And I want to thank you all for being here again, and as always, if there's something more important than what I've covered this week, like how Newegg updated its open box return policy after Gamers Nexus came down pretty hard on them, then put that down in the comment section to share with us and with the rest of the friends of the channel. While you're down there, make sure you let me know what you thought of this video by hitting the thumbs up button and making sure you're subscribed here at PC World for even more PC hardware and software goodness.